Only in Singapore do you find a space like this. The void deck, an open space beneath public housing blocks where most Singaporeans live. It may look mundane, but sometimes it turns into something unexpectedly extraordinary.
So cute, hello! It works.
Join me as I discover void decks are anything but void.
I did this.
I'm a mural artist, and I've spent time in void decks turning blank walls into community canvases. Today, I'm exploring how some void decks have been transformed in ways I never imagined. First stop, I'm heading straight to the heart of Singapore, Bishan Estate. Once a vast Chinese cemetery, it is now home to more than 20,000 households. Here, the void deck is alive and thriving.
Check this out. This is one of the green stations that was first started. We got the kailan, caixing, lettuce.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fern started Green Hub with 20 fellow residents during the pandemic, when void decks fell silent. The vertical urban planters aren't all they've got. There's also
Nostalgic corner, eco habitats, and eco arts library.
You really have to come and see it for yourself. These are just a few of the 30 stations at Green Hub, a community space spread across 2 void decks.
We have like about 10 gardeners. Each of these plants are like their babies.
Whenever we see the one that we personally hands-on, and then finally grows, and every day we pass by here, we are very happy. Show me, I don't want to hurt your plant.
Just above the root here, is it?
There we go.
Over 5 years, what began as an urban garden project has blossomed into a home within the void deck. Here, unwanted objects find a place of their own.
We wanted the hub to be all about sustainability, recycling, upcycling, and repurposing. Every single piece of the furniture at the eco habitat is actually donated by the public. We curate and see what best fits the green hub.
Wow, that's a lot of work.
And then a library was added with close to 2,000 books, a bookworm's paradise.
There are titles for all ages, all genres.
From 7 to 70, we have all ages coming down to spend a leisure afternoon reading or to just chit-chat with friends.
With some 40 volunteers, Green Hub has become a place that brings Bishan residents together.
你有没有看到那边？哦，那个这么高。
After an afternoon here, I leave with a sense of community spirit. And a little souvenir. I now head to the west to meet someone who transforms void decks into works of art with a selfie stick.
No, I'm taking photos of the table and chair over here.
Inspired by memories of growing up in public housing, or HDB flats as we call them, Jonathan started his photo series on void decks back in 2020.
I call this photo series Lepak downstairs for my Instagram. Lepak is Malay for relax or hanging out because people always hang out over here at the tables and chairs.
Through Jonathan's lens, I'm seeing the void deck in a whole new light. But for him, every frame is a challenge.
I can't see, so it takes like many tries to get the right angle.
Wow, this is heavy.
Let me try. 1, 2, 3.
Ooh,
not bad.
that's nice.
Yeah. In the context of a void deck where it's all grey and white and a bit gloomy sometimes, I think these tables and chairs serve as very nice statement pieces for the HDB block.
So in a way, it really kind of is iconic of the area.
Correct.
And these tables and chairs aren't just objects. They're part of our everyday life, woven into our shared memories.
So this is where it all began. This is the void deck of my old home in Taman Jurong. These lookout points serve as a way for people to look out towards the neighborhood and for people outside to look in as well. So that make the whole void deck and HDB area more inviting for people to connect with each other.
It's quite interesting to know that things that we take for granted in void decks actually have a function for the community here.
Over 10 years and through various heartland stops across the island, Jonathan captured more than 100 unique designs of objects that celebrate our void decks.
I explore myself like a treasure hunt. I did receive some DMs of people sharing. Below my blog, there's also this table and chair. So across the years, kind of evolved from a personal project to kind of like a community project.
Even online, these communal spaces live on, bringing people together. Next, we're going to one of Singapore's oldest housing estates, Marine Parade. It's the first estate built entirely on reclaimed land. Under a housing block that's half a century old, a unique cafe awaits. 独一无二 is a clever play on its address, Block 52, and a Chinese idiom meaning one and no other. True to its name, this place is one of a kind, home to some of Singapore's oldest baristas, like Ikin.
Hi Biddy, here's your coffee. I'm 71.
71, wow, you're so much cooler than me.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
I certainly can't tell from the latte that Ikin only just graduated from a barista course about a year ago.
I was very curious. What does a barista do? I also like to do things with my hands, kinesthetic skills.
He's now one of the 14 baristas here, all of them senior volunteers, running this cafe, which is sustained entirely by donations.
Pick the black to draw the whiskers.
I think I'll stick to the paintbrush, but thank you for the guidance.
A former accountant, volunteering at the cafe has brought new joys into Ikin's post-retirement days.
I was quite happy previously, but now I'm happier. These activities have also brought out the social part of me. Americano? Thank you very much. I'm reminded that we are a community. We all exist for each other. First time here? Yeah. Oh, welcome.
While the cafe is open to the public, it's actually next to a community kitchen where seniors cook and share meals.
Wow, tired or not when you cook
Yeah, I cook like
in the
that.
morning? Heavy, you cook the whole thing yourself?
Not heavy, I can.
Wow, oh my goodness, so strong.
You want chili?
With her energy, I certainly can't tell Ruby is 86.
Nothing to do, I alone. My sister gone heaven, left me alone. Only got friend.
When you see people eat your food, are you happy?
Happy, of course I'm happy. I spend money also, I'm happy.
Wow, not bad, what a generous lady.
Yeah, very generous.
Here at the Void Deck, the seniors have found new life, making new friends and finding joy again.
So this place is like,
Yeah.
it's like home.
This is my home.
It's like your home. Oh, she came already.
Seeing how these seniors are living life to the fullest was truly inspiring. My final stop is a bit of a mystery. Reddit says this Void Deck shop is almost always closed. Residents think something suspicious is going on. I think I need to check it out.
It should be around here. Oh, it's a pottery studio.
Nestled in the Void Deck of a Bedok South housing block is this mysterious pottery studio.
People were walking past and I found it a bit distracting, so I decided to shutter down so that I can make stuff. After a few months, I lifted up the shutters and they saw this little gem behind me.
Studio SF, short for Studio Shunfu, is named after Kevin and his wife's Chinese names. In this dainty, charming little nook, Kevin creates and sells his handmade pieces.
I started in 2021. My wife bought me a package and I started to learn, fell in love with it.
What started as a hobby grew into a passion, and so did his collection of tools and equipment. He needed room and chanced upon this 19 square meter space that was once a humble sundry shop.
I drove down, took a look. Quite like the neighborhood, very quiet on a weekday. This place is actually a confluence of the new and the old. So directly above me and behind me are older estates in Bedok South. Right opposite me is the newer BTOs, so I get to meet all kinds of crowd, the senior, older families here, the younger families across the road.
Here, you don't just buy pottery, you get to make your own with Kevin too.
Come on, go.
I'm about to make a fool of myself.
Kevin didn't plan to teach. It all started by chance with 2 kids from the block.
A pair of siblings from upstairs. They were walking past and then the brother told me, hey, it's my birthday next week, can I come down and make something? I said, sure. So he made a small little car, my sister made a dinosaur.
Ah,
Yeah.
cute.
Then I realized I quite enjoy teaching them how to make clay.
Then families started joining, and even the elderly too.
For me, the satisfaction comes when they are happy. After playing with the medium, making what they want.
And along the way, the stranger in the neighborhood became a friend to many.
I think the communal vibe here is really strong. They've been here longer than I have, but for them to be so accepting of me into the community, I think it's something that I didn't expect that I will gain from opening a pottery studio in a void. Instead of wanting to make bigger pots, so what has really transformed me is that I really hope to build a bigger pottery community within this area, so that more people can know about ceramic, fall in love with it like I have.
As a community artist myself, I can totally relate with that.
I ended my joyride through the void decks with a smile in my heart. Far from empty, these spaces are truly living canvases for friendship,
This one turned out good. So
memories, community,
Amazonian ladies.
and dreams.